In this video, I am going to explain articles. Okay, let's see. Articles are quite important in English as they provide certain information about the noun they precede. Absence or misuse of an article will make a sentence look very strange to an English speaker. Right. So there are three types of articles in English. They are a, and the. Right. First of all, articles we use only with nouns, not with any other parts of speeches. We use this article only with nouns, right? We cannot use an article with a verb or an adjective or a conjunction. Only these articles can be used with nouns in a sentence. So there are three types of articles. What are they? A, an, and the. So we consider this a and an as indefinite article and the as definite articles, and we use this a and an with a singular noun. Only with singular nouns we will use this a and we use this the with plural, singular, and countable also. Let's see. First, indefinite articles. So what are indefinite articles? A and an. So usually point one person, one place, one animal and one thing. Already I told you this indefinite article particularizing showing we use this with singular nouns, right? Okay. So for example, you are asking a pen. Give me a pen. For example, the sentence give me a pen. There you use a with the pen, right? Why we are using a with the pen? First of all, the pen is singular. And you are there mentioning some pen without particularizing. You ask one pen, but without mentioning what pen you want, you ask a pen. There may be more than one pen, but you want only one among them, right? Without particularizing. So at the time you have to use yeah. So you while you are mentioning without particularizing, you are mentioning anything without particularizing, right? So at the time you have to use this yeah and an. Right? For example, if you ask, give me the pen, in the sense you are particularizing some pen, and that pen which what you are particularizing, the receiver must know it. At the time you will use this the, or else you use this yeah, because you are randomly mentioning something, you are randomly asking something without particularizing, without mentioning what you want. At the time you have to use this yeah and an, right? And yeah is used with nouns that begins with consonant sounds, and an is used with nouns that begins with vowel sounds. It is not consonant letters or vowel letters actually. Those are consonant sounds. Yeah is used with nouns that begin with consonant sounds. Bus, ba, cow, girl, zoo, goat. So such consonant sounds should come with yeah article yeah. And vowel sound, what are those vowel sounds? A, E, I, O, U. So noun starts with vowel sounds, always come with an, right? I told you sounds, right? So here, for example, I told you vowel sounds A, E, I, O, U, right? So these are vowel sounds. For example, so before using this particular abbreviation, what article you will use? An. Why that an we use before this article actually? I told you this an should come before a word with starts with vowel sound, right? Actually ma starts with vowel sound. Ma, right? It starts with vowel sound. So when you come across this ma, I am an MA graduate, not a MA graduate, an MA graduate. So while you are using this MA, MLA, go for an, right? MA, MLA, MP. So go for an MLA, an MP, an MA graduate. So while you are using using these nouns MLA, MP and MA, go for the article and. Why? Because this MA, MLA, MP, all these words starts with, all these abbreviations actually starts with vowel sound, right? Okay, and see, university. Actually, it starts with vowel letter, but it is not with vowel sound. It's university. It starts with U, right? There is another script for this U. So, a university. It's not an university. A university, but an MLA, an MP, an MA, right? So, while using this year and an, a little conscious about the sound, right? So, you should use this all these consonants. You should use this with consonant sounds and this and with vowel sounds, not only with letters but also with sounds. So, but also with this sounds, right? Definite article. The is used if there is only one in the particular context. Example, the Taj Mahal, the moon, the sun. Nothing but while you are using this the, what you are mentioning, something you are mentioning with this the, in the sense the receiver should know about what you are mentioning. At the time, you should use this the, definitely saying what you mention about, what you talk about, what you specific about, right? Okay, it is used for singular, plural, countable, uncountable also. Example, the dress is pink in color, the dress here singular. The children are playing with the ball, children plural. Water is not good for drinking, the water is not good for drinking, uncountable, water here. Here you are mentioning, particularizing something, so we use this the pink dress you are showing, right? The here the you are mentioning children, a group of children playing with the ball there particularizedly, so you use the water is not good for drinking. Not all water is good for drinking. The mentioning, you are mentioning there some water, the particularized water is there, it's not good for drinking, right? So while you are particularizing something, maybe it is a group of water is not, actually water is good for health, but you are showing the water is not good for health, good for drinking there. So you are particularizing something there, you are mentioning, you are specifying something there. So at the time you have to use this the with this, right? Okay. So for example, you can use this indefinite article and definite article in a same context, but when that is. So while you are mentioning something for the first time, you have to use and an. Indefinitely you are saying some random thing, but you are mentioning the same thing further in the next sentence in the sense at the time you have to use the. Why? See here, I have a dog. You are saying that I have one dog, but you are not mentioning which one. In a common you are saying, right? So I have a dog, a random dog, a dog. But the next statement, the dog is very friendly. Why the dog? Here the mention, I already told you something you are particularizing. Here the dog, particularize the dog, already told, already spoken, right? Some dog I am having, that dog, the particularly that particular dog is very friendly. So while you are mentioning, introducing for a first time, you can use indefinite article. Long ago there was a king, there was a king, right? So you are saying, introducing some random king without particularizing which one, who is that, right? But in the second statement, the king built a big temple. So the king, which king? Already spoken one, right? So while you are introducing for the first time, you have to use yeah, and you are saying the same person next in the sense you are mentioning this person already introduced about, right? So you are using this the for the same person for the next second time, right? So keep that in mind while using this. Okay, so these are some of the examples still where we can use this definite article. Books, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. Oceans, seas, the Red Sea, the Dead Sea. Rivers, the Ganga, the Yamuna. Canals, the Indira Gandhi Canal. Bridges, the Basin Bridge, the Howrah Bridge. Musical instruments, you should use the with the musical instrument. You should not say that I am playing a violin, I am playing the violin. Mountain ranges, right? At the time you should use this the. If you are saying only a name of only one single mountain, in the sense you should not use any article. Actually it's a proper name, you should not use any article, but you are mentioning a mountain range, a group of mountains, a group of highlands, a group of countries which is having only one name. In the sense at the time you have to use the the United States of America. Why? Because the United States, it is a name given for a group of places, right? The United States, the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates. And mountain ranges also, the Himalayas, it's a mountain range, not a single mountain, right? The Andaman Nicobar Island. So at the time you have to use this the, right? So in some places we are omitting articles, we are not using any articles in with some of the nouns. So when and where we are going to see. Occasionally the articles are omitted altogether before certain nouns. So in this case the article is implied but not actually present. This implied article is sometimes called as zero article. Often the article is omitted before nouns that refer to abstract ideas and plural nouns. Plural nouns sometimes we use and sometimes we won't. So when we will see. Let's go out for a dinner tonight. What is that? A dinner. It is an abstract idea. Dinner is not a thing actually. Dinner is not the food we are eating actually. It is an abstract idea. Right? So night meal, if we are eating something at the night, in the sense we are calling it as dinner. Right? So it's an abstract idea. We are not mentioning something, or we cannot see it. We can only, it is an imagination. Right? We can only imagine it. We can only feel it. We cannot, it is not actually, on the whole it is not an concrete thing, it is an abstract thing. So when you are mentioning an abstract thing, you should not use any of the articles, right? So next statement. So what is the right statement for that? Let's go out for dinner tonight. The next one, the creativity is a valuable quality in the children. What is the creativity? Can you see creativity? Which creativity you are mentioning there? Creativity is an abstract idea. So you should not use any articles there. So creativity is a valuable quality in children. Boys like soccer. Actually it's a right statement. But the boys, it's a plural. But why we are not using any article before that boy? Why? Because there you are mentioning boys in general without particularizing which boy. Actually it is plural. So an and ya will not come. And the should not come. Why? Because you are not particularizing which boys like soccer. The whole and a general boys like soccer. So plural, if you are mentioning in general, children like chocolate, right? So but you are not saying which children, which group of child, you are not saying. So without mentioning, if you are stating a plural noun without mentioning a general plural, you are saying, in the sense at the time you should not use any articles. But see the second statement, the boys in my school like soccer. But here the same plural, but the boys. Why? Because you mentioned which boys there? School boys. My school boys there. So you have mentioned those plural, the boys were mentioned next. Right? So you use the there. So plurals without mentioning, you should not use the. If you are mentioning some boys, in the sense the same plural should come with article. Okay. So languages and nationalities are not preceded by an article. So while you are mentioning languages and nationality, you should not mention any articles. For example, French. French is French, not a French, the French. English also, not a English, the English, and English. So languages should not come with articles. Next one, sports and academic subjects do not require any articles. So sports, games, academic things, it won't come with any of the articles. I like to play the baseball illa, baseball. My sister was always good at the math illa, math, right? So while you are mentioning sports and subjects and academic subjects, you should not use any of the articles. So, and proper names, you should not use any of the articles. I cannot claim myself as a Abhinaya or the Abhinaya or an Abhinaya. Proper names will not come with any of the articles, right? A name, a particular name of a lake or a person or a mountain or a state or a country. I told you a group of countries comes with the, but one particular name of a country, we cannot claim ya India or the India, India, that's it, right? So with name of a people, continents, Asia or Africa, countries, Italy, Spain, Japan, cities, London, Chennai, mountains, Mount Fuji, Mount Everest, sports, football, hockey, games, chess, cricket, subjects, biology, chemistry, physics, meals, breakfast, lunch, languages, English, Chinese, all these nouns will not come with any of the articles, right? Okay, let's go for a song. Where and all we have to use the and where should not. First, let's see. For group of people, always use the team, the Indian army. Species of animals need the poor, the rich, the French, the Greeks. Why here the French? The French is not the language actually, person, the group of people. So the French people, the French, the Indian we can call, the tiger, so we can an Indian, I'm sorry, the tiger, the elephant, need the. For the names of peninsulas, use the. All unions of states, need the. For mountain ranges, groups of islands or lakes, you should always use the article the. The names of rivers, oceans and seas like the Nile, the Pacific, the Dead Sea. The names of channels like the English Channel. The names of gulfs and straits need the Park Strait. Right? The equator and the two poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, they also need the article the. Forests and deserts like the Sahara, they also need the definite article the Amazon forest, the Sahara desert. Why? Because there is only one Amazon, so the Amazon only. The most, the least and even the best. Whenever you are using the superlative degrees with est, you should use the there. Unique nouns also need the past, and you're telling about the time, the past, the present and the future, they all need the article the. Ordinal numbers like first, second, third, use the. Decades in number need the 19th century, the 18th century, the 80s, the 90s. At the time you should use this decades with the, right? Countries, states, cities, single lakes, boys, single mountains and streets, the names of continents and single islands, names of all these particular things, they do not need article to, right? So whenever you are using particularly a name of a proper name of something, some country, some state or some city or some boy or some a single mountain or name of a continent, at the time you should not use any of the articles there. So this is the song for where and all we can use this the definite article. Okay, so go through it. If you have any doubt, let me know, I'll clarify. Thank you.